Hi guys. So I'm back here today with another very important topic, which is provided with Red Hat JBoss Fuse in Fabric environment. So you might not be aware, or you might be aware about the Insight plugin which is provided with Fabric. So what Insight plugin does here? So actually there are multiple profiles related with Insight. Once you apply this Insight related profile to the containers, so what what functionality you get is you get a centralized logging mechanism within your Fabric environment. So what is the requirement of centralized logging? So in a cluster environment you would have observed that there are n number of containers, and each container has a separate logging file. So to analyze that logging file, you have to go to separate each container, and you have to go through them, you have to list them, and you have to find some particular string on that log. So it's a time consuming procedure. So what if you would if you are provided with such a tool where from one location only you can view all the logs, and with with some GUI with simple queries you can fire, you can search your string, or you can search the events. So this is what Insight provides you. So it's a very very useful utility being provided by the Fabric, but only disadvantage is that it's a it needs a lot of disk space, because if you have multiple nodes, from each nodes logs will be collected because it don't use your because it will not use your existing logs. It will create a separate logging files. So you would need some extra space. So before applying this, be concerned about your space. If you have enough space, then go for it. Yeah, so now let me discuss this. So I am already having a environment. Let me show you this environment. Okay, so this is container list output, and this is my standalone environment. This is my Fabric environment, but in my local laptop. So I don't have a different machine. So it's just a simple setup. There is a root container and there is a child container. So if you see root container, so let me discuss about very important profiles. So profile, list, grab, Insight. So so there are many Insight related profiles like Insight ActiveMQ, Insight Core, Insight Camel, and Insight Console, Insight Elasticsearch Data Store. So we will only right now concentrate on the very important one. So let me show you the basic Insight profiles which are required, which are must for having a centralized logging. So in root node I have applied, these are all by default provided. So I have applied Insight Elasticsearch Data Store. Let me scroll it. I will make a better view for you so that it is So if you see here in root container, this Elasticsearch Data Store is applied, Insight Console is applied, Insight Log Elasticsearch is applied. We will discuss it one by one. Then we have a child container. We have applied Insight Log Elasticsearch and Insight Camel, and we have a quick start beginner camel log as well. It's a normal camel route which prints some logs in particular 5 seconds or 10 seconds. So let us discuss about root container and these profiles. So inside Elasticsearch data store is the most important profile here. What it does is to whichever container this data store profile is applied, that container, that node will be having the logging data, will be having all the logging. So if you apply this profile, you should ensure that this node is having enough space available, free space available. Yeah, so data store will have all the data, will have all the logs and data. Inside console, it's a simple profile which will provide you a console through which you can search or filter queries, you can analyze graphs. So it's a console for analyzing insight logs. Then inside log Elasticsearch. So this profile actually is applied to the containers which we want to make eligible for having inside logging. So let us say like you have 4 containers and you want only 3 containers to you want only 3 containers to be enabled for insight logging. So only for 3 containers you can apply this insight log Elasticsearch profile, and to 1 container you can apply this data store, so that 1 container can which is having enough space available, that data store container will keep all the logs, and these insight log Elasticsearch will send the logging to the data store profile. So that was it about root container. Now let's move to child container. So in child container I am having quick start beginner camel log. As I told you, this is a simple camel route which will print some string periodically. Then I have inside log Elasticsearch. This is same as this. So this is same which we discussed before. This profile will enable child container to this will enable child containers to produce insight logs. So these insight logs will be produced once we apply this profile. And if we want to trap the if we want to log the camel events as well, like exchange ID and exchange ID, failure or success scenario, then we should apply inside camel plugin as well. So as this container is having the route, so to this container only we should apply the inside camel plugin. So that was it. That was all about the profiles. So yeah, now let us move to the hot IO. So guys, if you see, there is an insight plugin. So normally you would have observed you have a fabric perspective, and within this is a root child container, both are in success state. But once you click here, once you apply insight console, you will have an insight perspective as well. Yeah, so this is this perspective. So if you see, there are multiple tabs available: camel logs, camel events, and Elasticsearch. So camel is right now, if you see that there is nothing much. We will discuss it few minutes later. So this logs, this is the most important part. This is the centralized logging which I was talking about. So if you see here, there are multiple hosts. Okay, so for root container it is printing logs. So there are 2 containers, so for both it is printing logs. So for different levels it is printing for warn, it is printing for error, it is printing for info mode. So for different and it is printing logger as well, for which log host, label, timestamp, 10 messages. And so this is an overview of this page. So let us first see the filtering query. So this is actually the first filtering query. So if you see, it is showing a date. So let us see, do we have any event for 6 hours? We don't have any. Okay, so let us for 12 hours now, for 24 hours. Yes, we do have, because this is getting printed. Okay, yeah, now. So this is the first filter. Now if you see here, query. Okay, So query applied is this. It will print the log, type log, level trace level log, debug level log, info level log, warn level log, and error level log. If you look at this green, these are the error logs. Okay. Error log, it will print warn, info, and debug and trace. Now this is the filtering. If you see this filtering is already applied. So we have selected a day ago. So now it is 24 hours. If I filter it to 2 days, this will be switched for 2 days. So this is how filtering is being done. Now let me show you an important part here is, so you might be interested in knowing what query is being fired. So if you click here, inspect, you will get the complete query which is being fired. So this is the JSON query which is being fired. This is the, yeah. So actually it's ElasticSearch query which is based on JSON. So this query is being fired. So this is the query string, and this is the filter. So timestamp, it is of 2 days timestamp. Now if I want to search only the error logs, yeah, label info, let me search only, yeah, let me if I remove it, it will be in default mode. Let me warn, yeah, so it is. Now I will see the warn. Okay, I am able to see the warn label logs for the root container and the child container. So now let us create a query. I want error label logs of child container. How I can create it? So firstly, what I will do, I will edit it. Okay, what I will do, label.raw error, apply. Okay, so now all the logs are of label error. Okay, so the 44 lines are in error. So now, but still they are from root container as well as child container. I have to still filter them. Query, it's currently star, so everything is there. So host, if you see this host is root, so I have to execute host colon and the child container, apply. Now logs are visible only for child container and the label is error. So I am able to see error label logs for child container. So see how is it easy it is. So for root containers as well, you can filter out logs similar way. For any other container you can filter out with this filtering string. So it's pretty easy to configure. Now I want to still have one more query. I want to filter logs for, let's say, for unhandled error in zookeeper layer. So what I will do, I will copy this, and I will create one more filter. Okay, again a star. Now I will delete this query. I will say message, because this field is message colon control V. Okay, this is enough. I will only say unheld, apply. Yes, so that's it. So see how we can configure queries and filters so that we get logs as per as requirement. So this was about the logs page. Now we have camel events. So camel events especially logs the, let us say for 2, this was the first filter, these are the events. Okay, if you see here 6/11, today is 12th of June, so 11th of June there was some activity, and there was some activity on 12th as well. So completed 100%. If you see query, event completed and event failed. You see filtering, it is for 2 days as we selected here. Okay. Now this is the exchange ID. Okay, this is the for different exchange ID we can see logs. This is about camel events. We had these are the events: time is host, event completed. So based, if you want specifically for failed, but right now there is no failed, so we cannot view it. Yeah, so if you see here, yeah, everything is completed because completed it 100%. We don't have any failed, so we cannot see any failed, but no issue. Let me search you if we have any different endpoints other than this. No, this is the only endpoint. Okay, so so this was about the camel event page. So you can also add more filters similarly as we added there. Okay, in the last page. So now let us copy one exchange ID. Okay, I'm copying this exchange ID. Copy. If you see exchange ID. Now I told you that I will discuss this camel page later, but let us. So it is asking for an exchange ID. Let us print here. Control V. Okay, I'm missing I. So let us shift I. Yeah. So you see, as soon as I copied an exchange ID, it displayed me the route. So route structure, some details about the route. So it is a timer which is running every 5 seconds, and it is printing some logs. Okay, it is printing some message here. So that's it. So this camel is providing some details about the route, and logs, it provides all the logs. Camel events, it is specific to camel, and it provides some events like failed or passed. Exchange ID, it is providing exchange from endpoint. So now we have last one, Elasticsearch. It provides so there are actually two sections here. One is this toolbar, and other is this field. Okay, so this toolbar, this if you see this is actually the URI through which, if we have some external client, we can connect to this Elasticsearch server. Yeah, so we can connect to this. So if you see here, this 9201 is name is Ahmad Abdul. Okay, so this Ahmad Abdul, this is, and this inside is for 11th, this is for 12th, and if you see size, it is 18 MB, 5 MB. It was printed on 11th. It is 3.6 on 12th. And once you click on this sections, you will have the query. So these are the different log files. Okay, so yeah, that was all about this auto. So let us again go to the inside console and see some more configurations which might be helpful for you to set up the inside logging in your environment as well. Yeah. So so the important part is profile display. As I told you, this profile, copy, paste, data store. This is the important profile. So right now, if you see here, if you see, this profile is having a parent. That parent is inside Elasticsearch.node. So whatever configurations are provided here is applicable to this data store node as well. So if we are applying this data store node to one of our container, this profile is automatically applied to that container. Now a question might rise, so where are these Elasticsearch logs saved? Okay, so particularly if I show you this parent profile is this parent profile. So normally by default the logs are stored within the data folder of data folder of whatever in whichever node we apply this data store profile. So right now this data store profile is applied to root container, so I am within the root container. Yeah, so within data inside you will have a folder inside, okay, within data folder. So this inside folder will have the logs by default. So if you see, these logs are produced here. So these logs are produced here. Now you might have an question that no, I don't have enough space in this node, I want to provide some different space. So you can also change that. So how you can change that? So there is a command, this, let me clear this. Okay, yeah, this command. So actually we have to modify the parent profile, which the parent profile was Elasticsearch node profile. So we have to modify this profile, and there the property we need to modify is path.data property, and this property exists within this properties file io.fabricate.elasticsearch -insight. So this PID we have to modify. Okay, so once we modify it, let me modify it for you right now. I'm giving a path called data elasticsearch test. Okay, and so within data folder I'm creating another, I'm giving the path elasticsearch test. Now the log should be saved here. Okay, now let us go to the location again. So if you see, we have a test folder. Now let us go within this. Yeah, now do a tree command. Let me give you an overview. So see, right now this is being created. Okay, so nodes 0 and indices 11 and 12. Okay, so this now this Elasticsearch test will be having all the logs. Yeah, okay, so right now it shows only one node. Let me try to restart. Yes, so we see that how we can modify this path as well. So and we saw that it is quite easy to configure insight logging. So now last thing I'm trying to check is I'm trying to start the child container list. It is stopped. Let me start it again. Okay, it will take a bit few seconds more, then we will analyze the logs again. Yeah, and profile display, let us see the parent profile we are saying, and parent profile we have provided this path.data equals to Elasticsearch test. Now let me see, clear ls ltr. Okay, tree command. Yeah, so it is still same. So that is it for today. So I hope it would have helped you to configure insight logging, and to understand how, and it would have also helped you how to execute the Elasticsearch query from the hot IO console. So guys, thanks for joining. Thanks.